Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's 6:30 in the morning on May 17th. I'm Christina Laurie with meteorologist Chris Reese. How are you doing?
Doing well.
A busy day in the Weather Center.
Yeah, I was going to say things were busy pretty much all night long. I'm not sure I slept much, but we did see the showers and thunderstorms move in. We're going to continue to track those as we go through today and perhaps even into tomorrow morning. It's a lot of water that we're going to see falling out of the skies, Christina. This is Doppler track right now. We saw the first round of showers move in probably around 9 to 10 o'clock. They begin to knock on the door of the Badger State. Here they are still rolling on from the southeast and back towards the north and west. But there's a lot more moisture coming in from the south. What you see right along Chicago, just south of I-55, that's going to be working its way towards central and eastern Wisconsin. What you see back over parts of northeastern Iowa near Waterloo, that's going to be working its way towards central and eastern Wisconsin as we go through time. So get used to this look right here, because it is going to be sticking around as we go through the day. Temperature-wise, we're at 54 and it's breezy with winds sustained out of the east at 13 miles per hour. Temperatures will not budge much. I have our high for today 3 degrees warmer than where we are right now. So that chilly, wet, rainy kind of day is exactly how things are going to shape up for us. Look for temperatures really even perhaps falling by a couple of degrees as we go through the next several hours. We're in for the long haul with this rain chance, Christina, that'll take us all the way into tomorrow morning.
But luckily, it's not going to stick around for too long.
Nope, there's sunshine in the forecast.
Okay, that's a good tease. We'll check back in a few minutes, Chris. Thank you. We begin this morning with some breaking news out of Rockford. At least one person is dead, and 2 others are being treated for gunshot wounds after a shooting that has turned into a standoff at a Super 8 motel in Rockford. This is happening right now. The city's police chief says that the suspect has barricaded himself inside the motel located on Coliseum near East State Street and has been there since shortly after midnight. A SWAT team is also on scene. The motel has been evacuated. We'll have any updates on this developing story up on our website, channel3000.com. And in Beloit, police are investigating after a man was shot on the city's east side this weekend. Police say the 37-year-old from Beloit was shot Saturday afternoon at the intersection of Dewey and Keeler Avenues. Officers are now looking for the person connected to that shooting, who they say the victim knows. Right now, nearly every state in the country is open in some capacity, with statewide restrictions only in place in Massachusetts and Connecticut. Beaches and restaurants on the West Coast are now open to a limited number of customers, but Harvard researchers say only 9 states have met the testing levels required to safely reopen. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says safe behavior is needed to prevent a second wave of the virus.
How you act will determine what happens to you. Literally, will I get infected? Well, it depends on what you do.
The governor says the daily number of new cases in his state is declining, but he expects to see an increase as certain parts begin to open. Here in Wisconsin, we're seeing a steep decline in the number of confirmed cases over the past 24 hours, but another rise in the percentage of total positive tests. Health officials are confirming less than 300 new cases this weekend after 498 new ones on Friday. They're also reporting 8 new deaths. In total, there are now nearly 12,200 confirmed cases and 453 deaths. This weekend's percentage of tests that came back positive is up to 8%, a 2% increase from Friday. As you can see, it's the first significant jump in the percentage of positive cases in the past 4 days. These numbers keep the state at a 4 out of 6 in regards to the gating criteria outlined here in the governor's Badger bounce back plan. Wisconsin still hasn't hit a downward trajectory of flu-like illnesses or COVID-like symptoms reported over a 14-day period. Starting tomorrow, both Uber riders and drivers will be required to wear a mask at all times. Before they can pick up passengers, all drivers will be required to take a selfie to verify that they are wearing a mask. This is one of several new steps Uber is taking to ensure the health and safety of its employees and patrons. Drivers are also required to clean their cars regularly and wash their hands. Passengers will also need to show that they too are wearing a mask, but will not be required to take a photo. Uber says it is up to the drivers to keep riders accountable. Yellowstone National Park is getting ready to reopen in a limited capacity this week. The park will begin phase 1 of its 3-phase plan tomorrow. 2 of the park's 5 entrances will be open, as will a limited number of roads and trails. Visitors will have to be out by dark because overnight accommodations, including camping, cabins, and hotels, won't open until later phases. The Great Smoky Mountains opened earlier this week, and Rocky Mountain National Park hopes to reopen before June. Some more local news now. The Diocese of Madison says it will likely release a reopening plan early this week. Religious entities are considered essential businesses under new guidelines from Public Health Madison and Dean County. This decision will allow more people to attend services while still maintaining safeguards. We're already getting a better understanding of what hair salons will look like as several prepare to reopen tomorrow. Sheer Trends in Baraboo has been closed for the past 8 weeks, which equals out to about 500 lost appointments. Since the Safer at Home order was lifted, the owner and stylist there have been anxious to get clients back in their chairs, but not before doing everything possible to ensure safety. So far, they put plastic coverings on all stylist and shampoo chairs, bleached everything from top to bottom, and they're planning to give customers sanitized or disposable capes.
We do have a sanitation station that they will go to before entering the salon to gel up or go directly to the bathroom and wash their hands. So we've tried to think of anything that we could have just protect us and our customers.
Starting tomorrow, the salon will be limited to 10 people, including stylists, and the shop won't be using its blow dryers to avoid blowing around anything that's airborne. The owner is asking all customers to be patient during this time and knows that her team is very excited to get back to work. Madison Restaurant Week kicks off tomorrow, and like everything else right now, it's going to look very different this year, starting with its name. It's Restaurant Week to go. Dozens of restaurants are offering dining deals. Most have 3 courses available for $25 a person or family packs for $40. We know it's called Restaurant Week, but these deals actually run from tomorrow, May 18th through Sunday, May 30th. You can find all the menus for participating restaurants up on MadisonMagazine.com. Every weekend, we like to share some stories to make you smile. Milwaukee twin sisters Ariana and Ariel Williams are celebrating their accomplishments after being accepted into, get this, 38 schools and being awarded more than $1 million in scholarships each. The girls will start college in the fall, pursuing nursing. They decided to attend Marquette University because they don't want to be too far from home. Their high school, Dr. Howard Fuller Collegiate Academy, requires students to apply to 3 colleges, but the girls decided to do just a few extra. While they admit their journey here wasn't easy, they have advice for others as they navigate their lives.
It's okay to fail sometimes. You gotta accept some failure. It's okay to fail sometimes. Just come back harder. And another thing, do not be lazy, guys. Like,
do not procrastinate.
Do the most. They told us that we were doing the most, but all these colleges have to do the most, go above and beyond.
That's great advice. The sisters say there are a number of nurses in their family. They hope to serve it as an example for other students who may have found it hard to stay on track during this pandemic, and they're certainly succeeding in that goal. Time now, 6:38. One thing this pandemic has done is change our environment for the better. Next, we're returning to Venice to check out how they're planning to keep the canals clean as Italy slowly begins to reopen. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol on this rainy morning. Chris is tracking your Alert Day forecast right after this.
News 3 Now, your local headquarters for coronavirus facts and updates.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by ready to help.
Through all the world events since 1930, Surgenians has provided high-quality flooring and service to area homes and businesses. Surgenian's showroom is now open. Come in to see the area's largest selection of flooring options.
During these challenging times, many Habitat homeowners are hard at work on the front lines. Others have lost their jobs. Please consider making a donation to ease their financial burden and help us bring stability to families in our community.
U.S. Cellular.
Yeah.
New customer.
What's the deal?
Unlimited data, just $30 a month.
But what's the deal with the signal? It works everywhere. It's crazy.
You're going into signal shock. Just breathe with me. Unlimited data. Strong signal.
Strong signal.
All for $30 a month.
U.S. Cellular.
And now when you switch, you can also get $700 off the latest phones with no trade-in required. Now that's fair. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
We know that no two pets are the same. That's why each of our 5 southern Wisconsin locations is wall-to-wall with everything you and your pet need, including dog food, cat food, pet beds, thousands of toys, treats, and chews, and supplies for your small animals, birds, and reptiles too. With so many options, finding what you need is easy. You gotta get down to Mounds and see for yourself. Mounds Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mounds candy bar.
To our Pick and Save associates, for the long hours and late nights, for the miles traveled and the shelves restocked, for making a difference in our customers' lives, for doing so much more than your job. Everyone at the Kroger family of brands and our customers say thank you. In a time when daily life feels a bit uncertain, your hard work is keeping America fed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is going to be the theme on Doppler track as we go throughout the morning and into the afternoon as well, really all the way into tonight. We're going to be seeing those showers and even some embedded thunderstorms for at least the next 24 hours. Here's Doppler track right now. It's focused in on Dane County, and you'll notice that everyone in Dane County is wet right now. Madison, Cottage Grove, Sun Prairie, Waunakee, Cross Plains, all the way over to Mount Horeb, Fitchburg. It doesn't matter where you are. There's a large slug of moisture over all of south central Wisconsin right now. And notice a lot of this is really focused over towards the eastern half of the area. There's this one little slot where it's not raining right now. That's going to be over the driftless region closer towards the Mississippi River as we speak. But with the rainfall that has already fallen, this is over the past 6 hours, some of us have already picked up as much as ½ an inch or 6/10 of an inch of rainfall. A lot of this is closer towards the state line where some of that heaviest rain is moving in right now. As you work your way northward, it's down around ½ of an inch, but still, there's going to be a lot more rain moving in. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, we're watching this little area of showers and thunderstorms. That's going to be pushing in towards Wisconsin. But then as we zoom out, we see more and more moisture starting to stream in from the south. That's associated with this storm system right here. But I want to point out something. You see this little swirl down around Arkansas. That's another little area of low pressure. And with the southerly flow, that's getting pulled right on into this. That will be making its way into Wisconsin later on this afternoon and evening as well. With all of this in mind, we are being monitored for excessive rainfall everywhere in the yellow. That's a slight risk of excessive rainfall as we go through tonight and into tomorrow. 54 right now. Winds are out of the east at 13 miles per hour. Most of us are into the 50s. This is where temperatures likely stay as we go through the day. They don't budge all that much as we continue to see more and more rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Watch the clock, though. By the time we get you towards midnight, a lot of the heaviest rain is now focused over eastern parts of the state. But still, we're going to see those showers, and a lot of the latest model trends keep at least some showers around really throughout Monday. But, folks, it does continue to add up. This is just as we go through the next 24 hours. As you work your way south and west, we're looking at anywhere from about ½ an inch towards 2 inches of additional rainfall on top of what's already fallen. Eastern Wisconsin, we're looking at 2 to 3 plus inches of rain right along that lakeshore. It's very possible that some areas could get as much as 4 inches of rain on top of the rain that's already fallen. There are flood watches out that way, but we're keeping the alert day in the forecast for today as well. Sunshine does return. We just have to get through Monday now. It looks like the clouds are going to stick around for us, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday do all look good. with temperatures in the 60s, 70s, and even the 80s. So there's good news there. But folks, be aware of the high water today. I always tell people, turn around, don't drown. If you come across a flooded road, it's not worth the risk.
That's really essential advice, but hopefully people are just going to stay home today. Anyways, we're jealous of all of you if you're on your couch with a cup of coffee. I mean, that's where.
Yes, we are jealous right now if you're on your couch, for sure.
Thanks, Chris.
My pleasure.
Wisconsin farmers are ahead of schedule on spring planting this season thanks to favorable weather, today not included. The latest data from the USDA shows corn planting in the state is 59% complete. WPR reports that's a week ahead of the 5-year average and 24 days ahead of planting last year. The state's soybean crop is 35% complete, 9 days ahead of that average and 24 days ahead of 2019. Italy was Europe's first epicenter for the coronavirus outbreak, but now it's starting to reopen. Venice, one of the world's most famous cities, has suffered without its usual tourists, but it has enjoyed an unintended benefit. Chris Livesay traveled to the City of Water to see how nature is suddenly flourishing.
Good morning. Now, as hard as the lockdown has been on all of us, there's one silver lining no one can deny. Staying at home has been largely good for the environment. And here in Venice, this lagoon city has returned to its pre-industrial tranquility. Venice, perhaps more than any other city under lockdown, has gone from one extreme to the other. The Rialto Bridge, the Grand Canal, even St. Mark's Square deserted. Streets and canals usually awash with tourists. Now so still, nature is filling the void, says ecologist Marco Sigovini.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there he is under the ropes. Oh my gosh, with babies. Nearby, an octopus beneath a dock, schools of fish and underwater life, and jellyfish like the one we spotted. Hardly any boats to scare them away or to churn up cloudy sediment. The transformation so dramatic, the European Space Agency snapped these satellite images, taken 1 year apart. Conspicuously absent, cruise ships. Last year, more than 600 passed through, their titanic size splashing corrosive wake on these fragile foundations, says environmental scientist Jane DeMosto. What is going on with these steps? They look like they're about to fall in the water.
They probably are about to fall in the water.
Once last year, the damage was not so gradual. 4 people were injured when this cruise liner slammed into a Venetian dock. But today,
it's more like a lake, and I just imagine that all the buildings in Venice are kind of singing to each other, and they must be so relieved not to be so bashed around.
Without the ship's billowing exhaust, her team has also measured a marked improvement in air quality, though not without a cost. Empty bridges, empty canals, but also empty pockets. Without tourists, COVID-19 has left the economy here gasping for air. This fishmonger says he'll go bankrupt selling to Venetians alone. There's only 50,000 of them, compared to 30 million tourists who used to come every year. Something you can see clearly at night when the few lights on are of the few people who live here. The many homes with lights off of the many tourists now gone. How bad? The mayor is desperate for them to come back. We're not dying of coronavirus, he tells business leaders at this demonstration. We're dying of hunger. And it's striking that delicate balance between the ecology and the economy that's going to determine the future of Venice. For now, it seems like there's a tension between public health and public wealth here and around the world. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Venice.
Lake Venice, Madison is known for its waterways, too. There are several ways you can help local lakes during quarantine. This Thursday, the Clean Lakes Alliance will launch its 7th season of volunteer monitoring that reports near real-time data from 70 points, including all beaches around all 5 lakes. Volunteers record water temperature, clarity, and turbidity, as well as any visual observations related to blue-green algae at least twice a week. If you're interested in becoming a volunteer, contact the Alliance. The Alliance is also out with a new list of the top 10 actions people can take at home to help our lakes. Suggestions range from redirecting your downspouts and planting more vegetation to starting compost and creating a rain garden or rain barrel. The Alliance is hoping people will pick an action or two to do, take a picture, and share it with them to inspire other people. With the arrival of spring, more visitors have been drawn to UW-Madison Arboretum to run, walk, bike, and enjoy the scenery. Starting tomorrow, for safety reasons and to increase physical distancing, the university is temporarily shutting down Arboretum Drive to all traffic except for pedestrians and cyclists. The closure runs from the Wingwood Drive entrance to the visitor center. Disney is making plans to reopen its resorts here in the U.S. The changes they've already made that could impact visitors at all theme parks. And a comic book is putting Stoughton in the spotlight. Trending news just ahead.
And Fosdal's Bakery.
Do you know the secret to having the perfect lawn? Maple Leaf Landscaping does. With their 6-step turf care program, you can have a beautiful lawn all season long. Check their website for special discounts and leave the yard work to Maple Leaf, your year-round property care experts.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention e-cigarette users. The use of e-cigarette vaping devices such as Juul has been linked to serious health effects, especially in teens and young adults. If you or your child used a vaping device and suffered lung damage, seizures, nicotine poisoning, addiction, or any other serious health problem, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call 1-800-624-9726. That's 1-800-624-9726.
Did you know 50% of your body weight rests in the middle while you sleep? That's why Sealy's exclusive Posturepedic technology reinforces the center where you need it most. But don't take my word for it. Come to Denver Mattress and see for yourself. Right now, save up to $400 on select Sealy adjustable mattress sets and receive a free $200 Furniture Row gift certificate. Plus, 5 years, no interest financing. Shop Sealy at Denver Mattress today. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Fleet Farm has everything you need to make the most of your Memorial Day weekend. Whether you're grilling up a storm or growing veggies in the garden, Fleet Farm has hot deals on things like a Char-Broil Performance gas grill, just $149.99, and 10-inch Patriotic Memorial hanging baskets, only $9.99. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Wisconsin is one of those certain places with certain people who do a certain thing better than anyone else, anywhere. In Wisconsin, we dream in cheese. Look for our badge. It's on everything we make.
Do you know the secret to having the perfect lawn? Maple Leaf Landscaping does. With their 6-step turf care program, you can have a beautiful lawn all season long. Check their website for special discounts and leave the yard work to Maple Leaf, your year-round property care experts.
Southern Wisconsin is our community.
Our home.
Our home.
Our home. And in this time of uncertainty,
we need to stand together
while staying apart.
While staying apart.
News 3 Now is your coronavirus headquarters.
Separating fact from fiction.
And giving you up-to-the-minute details online.
And information to keep our communities, our businesses, and our families healthy.
We're in this together.
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 We're all in this together, and we will get through this together.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at what is trending this morning. 2 local artists have created the first ever comic book series about the city of Stoughton and its Norwegian heritage. The Vidar and Hans series follows 2 unusual friends, a Viking and a troll, who visit classic Stoughton hangouts and aspire to become superheroes. The creators planned to unveil the comic at a festival this weekend, but that had to be canceled, so now they're releasing a special free issue.
Part of our vision for creating comics was to be able to contribute to the community, to seek a sense of well-being for the community. And so this fits in really well with the kind of things that we want to do.
Great attitude. The creators have launched a Kickstarter campaign to support printing their first issue of the comic. China's Shanghai Disneyland is back open for the first weekend since the pandemic forced it to shut down. The theme park experience now includes temperature screenings, sanitizer stations, and rules for social distancing. Rami Inocencio reports on Disney's new normal and how soon we might see it here.
Mickey and Minnie Mouse took the stage as a band played, while a cast of other well-known Disney characters greeted thousands of guests, all arriving for the park's official reopening since it closed in January. But in a post-pandemic era, a different experience awaits visitors. To enter Shanghai Disneyland now, infrared cameras with facial recognition software scan each person for possible fever. A personalized QR code shows up on each person's smartphone. Only those with green codes are allowed in. Once inside, social distancing is obvious everywhere. Yellow tape or paint on the ground guides visitors to keep at least 3 feet of distance between each other. Tables are cordoned off at restaurants that only accept contactless payment, no cash. And even the most popular rides launch half full. And the precautions don't stop with social distancing. Workers continuously spray disinfectant, and hand sanitizer can be found almost everywhere. But some of the park's most popular attractions are still dark, including the Main Street parades, concerts, and the nightly fireworks show. And with attendance capped at about 1/3 of the park's capacity, some guests say they welcome the changes.
You don't have to worry about people stepping on the kids, and you also don't have to worry about people cutting in line.
The same is true here at Tokyo Disneyland. The gates are shut, and Mickey and Minnie, or anyone really for that matter, is nowhere to be found. Japan's state of emergency has been extended until the end of this month. But in Orlando, there are glimmers of life. Disney Springs, which is an outdoor entertainment and shopping complex, is set to start a phased reopening on May 20th. Rami Inocencio, CBS News, Tokyo.
Meanwhile, some resorts in the Dells are getting ready to reopen. Mount Olympus is planning for May 26th, but there will be some differences as they try to follow guidelines for a safe reopening. The park will be kept at 50% capacity to ensure shorter lines and less people in the pools. To enforce this, only hotel guests will be allowed to enter the parks. Other resorts in the Dells are developing similar plans. A full hour of local news is ahead. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can